Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to actually set up my sinking funds spread for the month of January. If you guys checked out yesterday's video, then you know all about my budget for the month of January. I did set up this spread on camera with you guys, so go ahead and check that video out if you guys have not. I went back to showing my face on camera, which you guys really seem to have enjoyed in the past. So moving forward, I do think that those are going to be like face to face, I guess. But for my sinking funds, since the main things that I'm doing are just setting these up and stuffing my cash envelopes, I thought that it would be better just to film it like I typically would. So here I am ready to not only set up my sinking fund spread, I have here my stickers that I'm going to be using. I'm going to change it up and use my floral pattern along with the sinking funds and transaction log sticker kit, as well as I will be stuffing my cash envelopes, my sinking fund cash envelopes, which I do like to keep. If you guys are not new to my channel, you guys know this, I like to keep it in this clear. I know when I bought it on Amazon, it said it's an A6 size, but I would say that this is more of a personal size. So that is where I keep all of my cash envelopes. And I think for this month, I did go ahead and add 2 more sinking funds. So unfortunately, I have not made those cash envelopes, but I will be making them. I feel like the more exciting videos are always in the beginning of the month because I get to set up my whole budget planner for the month with you guys, as well as I have other videos coming up for 2021, which I am going to be coming out with those pretty soon, so make sure you stay on the lookout for that. But without any further ado, the first thing I want to do is something that I noticed I didn't end up doing in last video, and that was to total up my expenses. So I'm quickly just going to make some lines here really quickly, as well as on my income section. I don't know what it is about, I don't know why or how I forgot about totaling everything up, but I did, and I wish that I could say that it doesn't happen often, but I feel like it always happens. So I do apologize for that. Also, I'm trying out a new microphone, so hopefully I like the way that it sounds. I kind of tested it out just a little bit, so hopefully everything sounds the same, if not better, than I did before with my old microphone. But it's the total amount for my variable expenses, or the total budgeted amount for them is, let's see, 225, 110, 69.99, and 30. That is a total of $1,069.99. And then I'm not going to total this up yet, but I will just add it just because I am missing that extra debt payment. And for that, I won't know until the end of the month. So far, my expenses are $2,446.65. And if I were to add my variable and fixed expenses together, this is my grand total for all of my expenses. So $3,516.64, which I can actually put my budget amount for my variable expenses so far. And I think that's all that I can do for now. Yes, so those are all of the totals now for my January budget. And now I'm going to flip to not the next page because I like to set up my weekly check-in pages in here, which those should be coming up pretty soon, but on the pages after that. Okay, so let me start by whiting all of this out and going in with a thick washi strip. Now, like I mentioned, I did go ahead and add 2 sinking funds for this year. And if you guys would like to see how I got those numbers for the amounts that I'm going to be putting in for this year, then go ahead and let me know. I do think I'm just going to film that really quick just so you guys get an idea of how I went about it, because to be honest, prior to this year, 2021, I had not made an annual budget for myself, and it really, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, really opened up my eyes to how much money I really had to work with, and like percentages wise as to how much I'm putting like towards savings, towards my expenses, living expenses, and all of that. So yes, I will be filming that for you guys pretty soon. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm just going to give you guys, I guess, an intro of how I go about sinking funds. So for me, I like to keep most of my sinking funds as cash envelopes in this little binder like I mentioned. And I have a variety of them in here. Most of them are in here because it's so much easier for me to work with cash, with sinking funds, rather than having it all bunched up in an online banking account. Don't get me wrong, I do have a couple of my categories in an online banking account called Ally, but those are mainly ones that I'm not going to be using for a long time or in the near future. Things like date nights, adventures, I do plan on going somewhere this month, bigger items like Christmas, my Peru trip, and all of that. Those are some of these sinking funds that I like to keep in an account, which I'm not going to be using for a long time, if not for a while. But like things like date night, I feel like me and Paul are always like, okay, let's have a date night tonight. And in order for me to be able to use that money in my online banking account, I would have to transfer it over to my bank account. And I feel like it's just a long process that I don't necessarily need to do for the smaller sinking funds that I have. So I do like to keep most of them in cash envelopes, but of course I will let you guys know which ones I have in my online banking account. And I really like Ally for bigger sinking funds like that, and I love how it has the feature where you can set up your savings into buckets and kind of name them. So I have one for, of course, my emergency fund, core savings, and bigger sinking funds like Christmas and whatnot. So I hope that I didn't confuse you guys by telling you guys all of that, but if you guys would like me to make a more in detail sinking funds video, then go ahead and let me know. I feel like it would be perfect to start off the year with that, so I might end up doing that in the future. So let's go ahead and start with my sinking funds. First up, I have adventures, and for adventures, this could be considered like a traveling, vacations kind of fund. For this, I'm actually beginning with $330 that I've been saving for a future trip, and I will be using this money. I think me and my sister have been talking about getting a cabin up in the mountains in Big Bear here, so I think that's what we're gonna do. So far we have $330, and I'm going to be adding $160. I'm hoping that this is enough to fund, I'm pretty sure, to fund the stay at the cabin, but also I have to think about like clothing for the snow. So I'm hoping that we can go either to like thrift stores or something along those lines so that I'm not spending so much money on that. But that is what Adventures is getting today. Then I do have this Allowance sinking fund, which I might just end up confusing you guys just a little bit more, but I don't necessarily stuff this every month. If you guys would have seen yesterday's video, then you know that I have an allowance cash envelope that I monthly budget for. And so what I like to do is that with whatever leftover cash I have from that allowance cash envelope, I will go ahead and put it into my allowance sinking fund and kind of have that as a little savings for myself for whenever I want to buy myself like a big ticket item or something really big. I actually did end up using this money last month for some Uggs, which was very exciting because I had been saving my money for a couple of months to buy those. But a new category that I typically like to include in the beginning of the year is Amazon Prime. I only have this like the first half of the year just because my Amazon Prime annual subscription is due in June, I believe. So I am beginning with $0 here, but I will be adding 20. So I already did the math, and I actually will be talking a little bit more about this in my annual budget, but 20 bucks is what that's going to be getting. Then for car maintenance, I am beginning with $250, and I'm going to be adding $50 in this month. Then I have a car payment fund, which this is more of an emergency car payment fund. I've mentioned this before, but I've been planning to go to Peru for over a year now, I feel like. And what this emergency car payment sinking fund is to cover that car payment for the month that I'll be going to Peru. So I'm not sure when I'll be going to Peru yet. So this is just going to sit still for now. And here I have 373 and I don't add anything in here, so I'm just gonna put 0. The next step, I have car tags. And in the past, I would actually stop funding for car tags, but I've decided to just fund for this the whole year, so then that way I don't have to put that much money in this category as I get closer to paying it off, which I actually just paid it off in December. So car tags, I am beginning with $0 and I will be adding 20 in here this month. Then we have Christmas, which is another cash envelope sinking fund that I don't start. I think last year I started stuffing this in the month of April, but moving forward, I'm going to start in the beginning of the year. So then that way, once again, I'm not putting a lot of money or that much money towards the end. So this actually is beginning with $16.50. And I've decided to stuff this with 125. So if you were one of those people who did not have a Christmas sinking fund and maybe wish that you did, I definitely suggest that you start right now with as little as you can. And then as you get closer to December, you're able to put a little bit more. But I think adding something to your Christmas sinking fund right now is better than nothing. And I think I'm gonna put a little... I think I'm going to do a parentheses with an A to mark that I have these in my Ally account. Okay, the next I have a clothing sinking fund, which I like to add $75 in. So I am beginning with $36. I actually didn't use it much last month, and I will be adding 75 in here. Then the new sinking fund that I have in here, because me and Paul have decided to get a Costco membership, and since it's coming out of my budget for the month of January, I decided to just move forward with creating a sinking fund for it. That way I only have to stuff this with $5 and I will have enough to cover for that for the next year. So that's what that is going to be getting. Then I have date night. And for date night, we are beginning with $17. And I'm going to be adding $50. I was debating whether I wanted to create a Valentine's Day sinking fund, but I'm thinking that I'm just going to be stuffing my date night and whatever we do for Valentine's Day. If we do anything, I can go ahead and just take it out of here. So that is what date night's going to be getting today. Then I do have a category for electricity, because we do get billed for electricity every other month. So I just thought that it would be easier for me to stuff this every single month instead of having a bill of over $200 every other month and me having to put it in my monthly budget and kind of that being out of whack. So for that, I am beginning with $250, which I do think that I have to pay for it this month. So it's perfect. And I'm just going to add 125. I do have to see how much we have to pay for electricity this month because it's been varying a lot. So I might have to add a little bit more. We will see. For now, that's kind of what I've been adding every single month. All right, after electricity, I have my entertainment fund, which has $30. And I'm going to be stuffing this with 25. Then I have changed my birthday sinking fund into a gifts, just because I know that there's other form of gifts other than birthdays. And so I wanted to go ahead and change it. It's still going to be I'm still going to be stuffing my birthday's cash envelope though, because I haven't made one for gifts, but that is what the new name for it would be, which I'm not sure why I didn't start it with gifts, but you know, you live and you learn. So this I am beginning with $110, and I will just be adding $20 this month. Then I have my medical sinking fund, which in here I have $100, and I will be adding $75. I know this is kind of a long time from now, but I'm honestly thinking of getting braces again. So I definitely want to stuff this medical sinking fund as much as I can this year. So then that way, whenever I'm ready to get braces, I have that money there. And then after medical, I have my miscellaneous sinking fund, which I have $50 for this, and I'm going to be stuffing it with another $50. I don't think I used any of the money last month, so that's good. And then last but not least, I have my Peru trip sinking fund, which if you guys are not new to my channel, you know that I've been having this amount in here for quite a few months now. So in here I have $1,200, which this is also in my Ally online banking account. I don't stuff this just because I don't even know when I'll be going to Peru yet, but whenever I do end up going, I will have that money ready to go, which is perfect because I don't have to worry about any of my spending when I go to Peru. So those are all of my sinking funds, and now I'm going to go ahead and lay down this totals header here, make some lines like so. And before I start stuffing my cash envelopes, I'm going to go ahead and just quickly set up my transaction log spread on the side. So let me just take the other washi strip that I have here and just set it there. I honestly never end up using the whole spread. I think I might have gotten close in the month of November or December because of the holidays, but I don't normally need this much space, which is great. So now, before I get into stuffing my cash envelopes, let me actually just utilize these extra washi strips that I have here. And just to tie, just to tie those spreads together. And I'm just gonna put it like up to here. And just so I have like a guide as to where I should stop with my lines. So in my transaction log spread, I like to have a section for the fund that I'm spending the money from, the date, since I do weekly check-ins, the amount, of course, that I'm spending from them, and then a quick little description as to what I'm using that money for. So if I am, like last month, I believe, I was spending quite a bit of money for my Christmas sinking fund, so I would put Christmas, the date, the amount, and I would just put like stocking stuffers or Christmas presents or whatnot. So now that I have both of those spreads set up, I'm going to go ahead and grab my cash so that I can start stuffing my sinking funds. Also, I do want to mention that although I'm not going to total both of these up, all the amounts that I'm adding should total up to $800, although I won't be stuffing or physically stuffing my Christmas sinking fund. So in total, I'm stuffing, I believe, $675 towards my envelopes. So I have all of my cash here, a total of, like I mentioned, $675. I actually don't have any ones this time, which is funny, but I mean, I guess it's a good thing because ones kind of tend to bulk up the cash envelopes, so I guess that's a good thing. So we have 100, 50s, 20s, 10s, and 5s. So let's go ahead and start with adventures. I'm going to take each one of the cash envelopes one by one. So I'm going to be adding 160 to adventures. So let's do 160. And now in here I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 70, 480, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 490, which is perfect to fund our trip up to the mountains this month. Next is gifts, which I have birthdays here as I mentioned, but that is going to be getting $20. So we should have 130 in here now. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 110, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 130 in here, which I kind of went a little bit out of order because this is supposed to be in G, but that's kind of where it's at right now. So we're just going to deal with it. Then for carb maintenance, I'm going to be adding $50. I'm just going to take 50 right here, and we've had 50, so we should now have 300 in here. So we have 100, 50, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So $300 in here. I don't know if that was a little confusing the way that I counted that, but there's 300 in here now. Then for clothing, I'm going to be adding $75. So I'm just going to take a 50, 20, and a 5. And in here I have $36 as of now. So now we have 50, 70, 90, 100, 5, 111 for clothing. Whoops. Did you guys see how that went flying? Okay. So then next up, because we didn't do Costco, but I'm going to go ahead and just take out the $5 and put it in between date night and clothing. I will make sure to make my cash envelope as soon as I finish with this video, but next up is date night. That is going to be getting $50, so maybe we can do 2 20s and a 10 for date night, which this has 17 right now. So now it has 20, 40, 50, 65, 66, and 67. There's that dollar. Okay. So 67 in here now. And then for electricity, that is going to be getting 125. So let's move all these up. 125 right here. This now has, let's see. This now has 1, 2, 3, 320, 40, 65, 70, and 75, which should be plenty to cover for the bill that's coming up this month. Then after electricity, I have entertainment, which I'm going to be stuffing with 25. So let me take both of those 10s and 5. And this already had $30, so it now has 20, 30, 40, 50, and 5 for entertainment, which we actually haven't done anything fun per se, but hopefully we will get to use it, or if not, we'll just keep saving for it. The next is medical, which we'll be getting 75, like so, which this already has $100. So now it has 175, 50, 100, 50, 70, and 5. And then the last cash envelope that I'm going to be stuffing on camera is my miscellaneous cash envelope. And this is going to be getting 50, which I was wondering, why do I still have 20s here? And it is because I forgot to stuff my Amazon Prime cash envelope and my car tags, which I took out my car tags out of my binder because I ended up paying for that last month, and I didn't think that I was going to keep stuffing it up until it being closer to when it's due, but I did change my plans ever since I created my annual budget, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that right now. But this is going to get 50, so now it has 50, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and $100. I was almost freaking out. I don't think I've ever had that where I'm like missing cash or I have extra cash. So I definitely had a little freak out moment right now. So yes, I have my car tags cash envelope here. So I'm just going to stuff that with 20. And then I will be sure to make one for Amazon Prime. But for now, I will just take it and put it in between Allowance and birthdays and Carb Maintenance, which is birthdays now, but you guys get the point. But now I am all done stuffing my cash envelopes. They look very chunky in here, which is always good. I will make sure to create those 2 cash envelopes that I'm missing. But with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed as I went along and showed you guys the new sinking funds that I've added for this month / this year. I'm hoping that by having all the sinking funds that I now have, I will be all set and covered for 2021. But of course, we will go ahead and see. Let me know if you went ahead and added any new sinking funds for the new year in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, as well as subscribe if you guys are not subscribed already. And hopefully I will get to see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.